Stands are packed. What's up with all these people here? It certainly is a lot more than usual. It's the quarterfinals. Plus, Shuichini's team attracts a lot of attention. Minami isn't even that good. I don't know why so many people hype them up. They're still second best in the prefecture. People are going to be excited about that. Can you stop insulting them for even just 1 minute? God, Shuichi would be really annoyed if he heard you talking about his team like that. Good thing I'm doing it now, when he's not around. You're really mean when people aren't listening. Wouldn't be the first time I've been told that. I still think they're a pretty good team. They're miles ahead of most of the competition. Only 2 other teams really compete with them. Yeah, and one of those is Shiro Tech, who routinely bulldozes our school. Is the difference really that big? Yes and no. It's true that Shiroyama Technical Team has some of the best players in the region, but that doesn't actually mean much. Why not? Saitama's talent pool has been surprisingly bottom of the barrel in recent years. We even lost 3 of our slots for national competitions. It used to be that the top 4 would qualify. Now it's just the top 1. What? That sounds really unfair. So they'd only have to win this match to qualify for nationals if it wasn't for that? Yep. It's been like that for the past 5 years or so. Basically ever since Shochan became a regular in middle school. He's never gotten to play in a national competition. The saddest part is, last year they managed to qualify for nationals since half of Shiro Tech's team got bad food poisoning, and the remaining players got defeated early in the competition. But then, almost as some kind of karma for having won so easily, Shuichi got pneumonia from his constant overworking in preparation for the competition, and couldn't play. They lost in the first round then. That's awful. Shuichi was pretty upset about after that. In fact, I think he still is. He also said that this is his last chance to qualify. Why? What about the winter competition after this? It's common for seniors to leave their clubs at the start of the year to focus on studying for college entrance exams. Others, like in Shuichi's case, stay for a few months to help their juniors before leaving. I still think he's being stupid. He shouldn't have to leave a club he clearly loves just for something silly like studying for college. The fact that you can even say something that absurd with a straight face shows just how far removed from reality you are. What about what I said was wrong? Aniki, even I know you pretty much live in dreamland. Don't make me smack you. Here they come! We see the teams walking out to the court and begin to warm up. For just a second, I catch myself thinking that Shuichi looks really handsome in his team uniform. Guess this kind of thing is gonna happen quite a bit from now on. Not that it's too bad, though. Come to think of it, I'm pretty sure there were many times in the past where I'd think this. Maybe on some level I've always had this kind of attraction. Man, they look really cool in that uniform. It's a nice looking uniform, that's for sure. Oh hey, you can say nice things. Bite me. Didn't know you were into that kind of thing. I hear a familiar voice speaking from behind us. A voice that I can immediately recognize. Haruki? Did you decide to join us after all? Oh, it's the nice guy from earlier. Nice guy, huh? There's a lot wrong with that sentence, but I'm not gonna bother correcting him. Haruki smiles when he sees Aki. Hey there, kid. The stands are really packed, so I couldn't find room anywhere else. Is it alright if I join? Sure. You don't really need to give an explanation. Especially one that sounds so fake. Yuichi-kun, introduce us. Oh, right. This is one of Shuichi's teammates. Haruki. Sorry, what was your last name again? Koizumi. Right, Haruki Koizumi. If you're one of Arata's teammates, then why are you here instead of down there? He shrugs, a look of boredom plastered across his face. Only so many people can take part in the matches. I didn't make the bench. Oh, sorry. Don't be. I don't get along with that team anyway. Why not? They're all a bunch of submissive cunts who only care about kissing the captain's ass. Oh boy. What did you say? Oh no. Man, you couldn't have picked a more spectacularly worse timing to say that, even if you tried. In front of Sai, of all people? While we all look between Sai and Haruki in horror, he only arches an eyebrow. I get the feeling you don't really want me to repeat myself, so I don't know why you're asking that question. For the love of God, man, you're just sticking your foot further down the hole. Yuichi, can I punch this rude person? No, you can't. But... Haruki, you can't just go around saying things like that. Shh, like I care. With that kind of attitude, I'm starting to see why he wouldn't be on the team. Oi, fuckernut. Don't talk about me like I'm not here. Fuckernut? This isn't good. Thank you for stating the obvious, Aki. Hey, I might have invited you to join us, but you're not allowed to talk to my friends like that. I give you a free pass to insult me however much you want, but bite down on your tongue when you're talking to them. He looks away, almost like a little child that's been chastised for breaking something. Sorry. He mumbles those words out almost incoherently. Even if he said it so low that I can barely hear them, I was still surprised that he even said them at all. Hang on for a sec. I turn around and huddle closer to the others, whispering to them. Hey, I know he's a little abrasive, but he's really not a bad guy at heart. He just has a small attitude problem. Can you guys just look past that for me? Pretty please. I already told you I have good hearing, you know. I choose to ignore that. I think you're being too nice to him. I don't think he's a bad guy either. He was really nice to me. I'm not sure what to think here. You guys do whatever you want. He didn't call any of you a fuckernut. I don't even know what that means. Come on, Saya. We looked the other way with Shuichi when we first met him, and he was just as bad. Haruki just has a more colorful vocabulary. Damn. Now that you mention it, I really see the similarities. He's just like Shuichi was. Seriously? Shuichi was pretty standoffish when we first met, to say the least. He's changed a lot over the years. Yeah, fine. I'll put up with him for now. Again, I heard that. Stop talking about me like I'm not here, you... Never mind. When I turn around, I see the wolf looking away from us, awkwardly scratching his cheek. Huh. I know I told him not to insult them, but I didn't expect it to stick this quickly. You all done with your little secret meeting I wasn't invited to? Pretty much. Now, if I may, I'm gonna finish up with the introduction since it looks like they're about to finish their warm-ups too. He quickly turns his head to look at the court, seeing the ball carts being hauled away and the court being wiped clean with all the players stepping out for a moment. Yeah, seems like it. Alright. The tiger here is Jun Kobayashi, the hare is Keisuke Urashihara, the rabbit is Saya Mizuguchi, and you already met my little brother, Akiyoshi. He nods at my words, but doesn't bother to say any kind of greeting to them. The others, for their part, all look around really uncomfortably. God, why does this have to be so awkward? I did not think things through when I decided to invite him. Oh, look, the match is starting. Saya snaps me out of those thoughts of regret, calling our attention to the court once more. Just as she said, the players are walking to the court and taking their positions. The captains of both teams walk up to the referee, and he proceeds to make a coin toss. I can't really see the results of the toss from this far away, so all I know is that a coin was tossed and then they walked away. Then I see Shuichi walking up to the serve position. The ball is thrown to him, and he grabs hold of it, spinning it a few times in his hand. Shuichi stands behind the service line, touching the ball to his forehead and staying in that position for a few seconds. Having seen him play so many times, I already know that is a habit of his. He always takes a few seconds before he serves to close his eyes and concentrate. Sometimes I even caught him muttering encouragement to himself. Once he's done, Shuichi takes position, holding the ball in his right hand. He tosses the ball into the air and begins running towards it. He jumps, arching his back and lifting his arms above his head. With one swift motion, he smashes his hand against the ball, sending it flying to the other side of the court with a blindingly fast speed. The other team doesn't even have time to react as the ball crashes against the ground right between two of their backline receivers, flying so high on the bounce that it lands on the second floor stands. What's with that ridiculously strong serve? Shuichi's serve has always been strong, but that thing was a cannon. Did he level up his skill again when I wasn't paying attention? I feel a well of pride swelling inside me alongside my incredulity and my surprise. There it is. That serve is downright unpleasant to receive. The last time we watched him play, it wasn't like that. Since when is he been serving like this? It started this year. He kept having us stay up late so he could use us as guinea pigs for his serve. This way you guys can polish your digs while I work on my serve, is what he'd say. My arms still hurt whenever I think about it. A few freshmen quit after a few weeks of it. That was pretty funny. Damn, Arata scares me sometimes. It's easy to forget how much of a monster he is on the court. He isn't called Japan's best setter for nothing. No one has called him that. Ever. Also, him having a strong serve has absolutely no bearing on him being a good setter or not. Man, you're certainly good at piling on the criticism, huh? Despite his harsh words, I notice that Haruki's eyes are glued to Shuichi. It's like he's not seeing anyone else in the court. His attention focuses solely on the Husky as he moves around. For some reason, I get I start getting an unpleasant feeling at the pit of my stomach that I can't place. Yay, another service ace! My attention is finally called away from the wolf next to me. I hear the cheerful sounds of my friends as they yell in excitement. Oh wow, 4-0 already? Shuichi really isn't playing around. That's an impressive streak, especially right at the start of the match. I wonder how long he can keep that on. Sho-chan has a pretty impressive concentration when he gets going. This might last for quite a bit. No kidding. Could you guys kiss his ass a little more? I don't think you can feel it from here. Haruki. I speak as sternly as I can, almost as if I was admonishing a child. I already had my own suspicions on this sort of treatment, but surprisingly, this works. Sorry. He looks away, muttering a quiet apology almost immediately. I don't even think I stumbled into some kind of secret way to handle him. I think he just naturally grew to respect me since the last time we talked. If that's the case, I'm certainly grateful, since this makes things a ton easier. Sheesh. You really need to work on that personality of yours. He ignores Saya, quietly watching the match instead. Ah! They picked it up! The sound of the ball hitting flesh echoes loudly throughout the entire venue as one of the other team's players is finally able to receive the ball. No matter how I look at it, that really looked like it hurt to pick up. Even if they managed to pick it up, he couldn't get the ball to the setter. It's true that the received ball flew further back once it hit the receiver, nearly hitting the wall. The other team seemed to lose this opportunity as two of them desperately ran after the ball. They managed to get a second touch in, sending the ball towards the front of their line. With no room to spike, they had no choice but to toss it to the other side as haphazardly as they could. I could see Shuichi's lips moving, though his words couldn't reach me. Even so, I know that at that moment he probably said something like, "Free ball." For the first time in the match, Shuichi's teammates are moving as well. They go for a leisurely first touch, sending the ball right over Shuichi's head. As I've seen him do many times before, he jumps to toss the ball. His figure as his body's in the air is surprisingly graceful for someone his size. I remember once asking him why he always jumped when sending the ball. He listed so many reasons that my head hurt a little bit after hearing. I can barely even remember them all that well nowadays. Still, it's been ingrained in my head that Shuichi believes jumping for every setup is a very important thing to do. At least that much I know. It's a pipe. The wolf calls it before the ball even makes contact with Shuichi's fingers. Shuichi tosses the ball right to the center of the back row. The opposing team is caught by surprise, as they seem to have been expecting a fast attack from the front. While their reaction is delayed, Shuichi's teammate takes to the air, spiking the ball over the net. The other team attempts to pick it up, but the ball hits one of the players on the shoulder and bounces out of the court. The crowd is totally silent throughout this whole thing. Even if one of the teams involved is a well-known player in the area. Has a well-known player in the area? No one expects this much of a gap during a quarterfinal match. 7-0 already. If the start of this set is any indication, this is going to be a massacre. We all nod in agreement, with varying degrees of excitement. Once the match ended, Shuichi shot me a message asking us to meet up with him in the lobby once he got done talking to his team. Man, that was really cool to watch. June, as always, had been excited the whole time we watched the match taking place. He kept muttering to himself about how exciting it was to see a game up close. Bless his heart, he is too innocent for this world. I don't know. It feels like it was over too quickly. The whole thing was a bloodbath. That it was. It was over before I even knew it. Our school won in straight sets. The final score was 25-12 and 25-9. I felt really bad for the other team. You could see their spirits being crushed little by little. For all the flack that I gave Shuichi's team, they do have a habit of cruising their way to the finals. I suppose I could stand to go a little easier on them. Nah. I see Shuichi almost dashing towards us and lift my arms to wave at him. Shuichi! What? Shuichi wraps his arms tightly around me, lifting me off the ground and leaving my legs dangling in the air. We won! We fucking won! He seems to be beside himself with excitement as he twirls me around in the air while laughing. Shuichi, put me down! I'm starting to get dizzy. Sorry. I just can't help being excited. His tail is wagging non-stop, a blue blur moving behind his back. I can see that. Shuichi puts me down on the ground, and being able to touch the floor with my feet again is a relief. However, he still keeps his left arm wrapped around my shoulders, something that I become immediately conscious of. Did you guys see how well that whole team did? They were pulling off the most unbelievable receives. It made me feel like some kind of proud parent. You certainly do boss us around enough to be able to call yourself a parent. Haruki. Once he notices the wolf's presence, he pulls his arm away from me, staring at Haruki slack-jawed. Surprised to see me? Well, yeah. What are you doing with my friends? A devious smile creeps up his face, and I begin to feel dread. I got invited to tag along with Michimiya. He was super nice about it, too. Gotta say, I really felt loved. Oh no. He's not trying to make Shuichi jealous, is he? When I look over towards Shuichi, I see a look on his face that I don't like seeing. I see. Hey, Sho-chan. Do you think you'd be able to have lunch with us before your semifinals? Saya cuts me off before I can say anything, cheerfully asking a question that is related to food. Which, considering this is Saya I'm talking about, makes a lot of sense. I'd really like to, but I'm not supposed to leave the venue in case something comes up. How about we go over to a nearby convenience store and get some food to order? That's a great idea, Kei-chan. Don't call me Kei-chan. There's a pretty good chain nearby. They've got a good selection of sushis and noodles. Sounds like a good idea. We should probably get going so we don't waste too much time. Arata has to eat as fast as possible so he doesn't have a full stomach during the match. Thanks for being so considerate. By the way, how about one of you guys stay behind to keep me company? I don't really want to go back to the team and then have to come here again. Shuichi eyes me from the corner of his eye, making me smile involuntarily. I can. Yuichi, you can stick around with me, can't you? Oh, sure, I'd love to. I guess that does make more sense after all. Okay, let's get going then. I'm starting to get hungry. You're always hungry. You're not wrong there. I notice Haruki staring between Shuichi and me with an annoyed look on his face. You all enjoy your little picnic, I suppose. Since I'm still technically part of the team, I think I should stick around. His gaze doesn't stray from the two of us for even a second. But... Well, I suppose that's fair. For some reason, I feel a small wave of panic growing in my throat. I don't really know why, but the idea of Haruki staying behind with Shuichi and I makes me really uncomfortable. Especially when it's so obvious to me that Shuichi's just looking for an excuse to get some alone time with me. Nope, sorry. You're coming with us. Those words came from a person I didn't expect to say anything about this entire matter. Aki shoots a quick glance at Shuichi and I before tugging on the wolf's sleeves. Come on. You joined us to watch the game, and you might as well join us for lunch, too. Haruki visibly hesitates to this before looking away. Fine. Huh. Well, anyway, since that's settled, can we get going? Sure. Make sure you don't get me something super heavy, okay? Like there's any chance of that happening. Look at how many athletes are going out to buy lunch together. I'll buy you the fattest piece of meat I can find. It'll be 90% fat and just a little sliver of meat underneath it. Please don't. The five of them walk out of the venue, with Haruki looking back at us with an indecipherable look on his face, his arm being tugged away by my little brother. Man, Aki-kun came out with a real save, huh? I thought for sure we wouldn't be able to get some time to ourselves. Yeah. Surprisingly smooth save from him. Almost like he knew something was up. You don't think he realized something, do you? With how obvious you are? I'd be surprised if all of them haven't figured it out by now. You twirled me in the air for a full minute. Oh, sorry, I was just a tad too excited. Yeah. You're the really excitable type. I already knew that when I said yes to dating you. I imagined stuff like this would happen. Shuichi's tail begins wagging once again as he chuckles. For some reason, even though his fur is disheveled and slightly matted with sweat, seeing him look so happy and proud of himself makes my chest tight. By the way, Haruki was here, huh? Yeah, I saw him at the lobby and invited him to join us. I hope that wasn't a problem. Only problem is that he's an ass. Actually, he's been mostly well behaved. I think it's just you he has a problem with. What did I do? I don't know if I should answer that. By the way, was I imagining things, or was he trying to make me jealous there? You're probably imagining things. If I tell him Haruki knows about us, he just might have a heart attack. I'll hold off on that knowledge for now. Although, I have to say, he's been a little nicer lately. Really? Yeah, it really surprised both me and Coach. He's been deferring to instructions, hasn't been insulting people as often. He grumbles to himself a lot, though. Could it be that he actually took my advice to heart? Holy shit, did I tame the beast? Shuichi scratches his chin, looking thoughtful. Something puzzling you? No, I just realized that we're alone right now. Wasn't that the whole point behind you asking me to stay here by myself? I have an idea. Come with me for a second, will you? Shuichi grabs me by the hand and leads me away. Where are we going? There's a maintenance closet nearby that is always empty. No one's gonna use it today, so it's safe. Why are you taking me to a closet? Because I want to kiss you, and I can't do that in public, dummy. Crap, he just said something really embarrassing like it was nothing. I can't take this. My face gets so hot, I feel I could cook an egg on it. Shuichi nonchalantly opens the door to the closet, getting us both inside and closing it behind us like it was nothing. Wow, it's tight in here. I said it was private. I didn't say it was spacious. Fair point, I guess. Ah! Almost as soon as the door is closed behind us, Shuichi wraps his arms around me, shutting me up with a kiss. Jeez, at least let me finish talking. Sorry, I couldn't resist. I just had to get my hands on you as soon as I could. That's a really embarrassing thing to say. Even though he'd been playing until recently, his fur and shirt hadn't been soaking wet like I thought he'd be. He was certainly a bit damp, but that's something I'd grown more than used to over the years. Sorry. That match really got my blood running in a good way. What do you... He barely gives me time to react. Shuichi's hands just rub and squeeze my back as he continues to kiss me over and over. Shuichi's lips keep smacking against mine over and over. Instead of one long, satisfying kiss, Shuichi just instead gives me multiple fleeting kisses all over. Nibbles on my ears, kisses my neck, my cheek, and touches me all over. In fact, he goes especially for my neck. Even though it really feels good and I have to resist the urge to make sounds, something about it still bothers me. Shuichi, hang on for a second. As soon as I say those words, he steps away from me, suddenly looking worried. Is something wrong? You don't have to look at me like I shot your puppy. I'm sorry. Is there something wrong or not? Kinda. It's just... You're being really forward all of a sudden. It feels out of place. I mean, you have tried to be spontaneous in the past, but right now you're just coming at me out of nowhere without even giving me room to breathe. And we've only been dating for a few days. I don't think we're ready to be all over each other quite like that yet. Is he avoiding my gaze now? Why is your face so red all of a sudden? It's kind of an embarrassing thing about me. And now I've got to know. What is it? Can't you just ignore it? No. Spill. Whenever I have a really good match, I sometimes get a bit riled up. Why is that embarrassing? Most people do. Hell, I do too. No, that's a different kind of riled up. I don't understand what you mean. Here. Shuichi grabs my hand and... My hand is placed directly on top of Shuichi's crotch, where I immediately feel something hard pushing up against the fabric. It got like this as soon as I started kissing you. I stand frozen in place, unable to move or do anything. I just feel it pulsing against my hand. My face gets hotter and hotter by the passing second. You can pull your hand away now. Right! I take a step back, a step away from him, rubbing the back of my neck awkwardly, unable to hold his gaze. Sorry. That's a really weird thing to do all of a sudden, huh? Kinda? So, volleyball just pushes your buttons? Why you gotta do that to me? No, it's not the volleyball, it's... Oh god, kill me now. Sorry, no can do. So if it's not the volleyball that does it, then what is it? You're not gonna let this go, are you? Unlikely. Shuichi looks away from me again, his face so red that I can see it through his navy blue fur. He swallows multiple times, opening his mouth every time before closing it again and repeating this ritual. He does it 7 times before words finally come out of his mouth. It's... when I play a really satisfying game. When my blood gets pumping and I start feeling like I'm being challenged. Or when I feel like I'm doing really well. This match right now was the latter. I felt really good because we did super well. My mind was rushing and my heart was beating so fast with ecstasy the whole time. After we were done, I just wanted to find you, bring you here, and... well... fool around, I guess. Man, that's really brazen of you. I've always had these kinds of impulses. They're just harder to control when my blood gets pumping. That would explain why you were always so touchy-feeling during practice. Busted, huh? Maybe we should head back to the lobby. But I still wanted to kiss you lots more. Yeah, well, maybe it wouldn't be a good idea when you're this worked up. I get that it can be embarrassing, but I didn't think it was something I needed to hide from you anymore. I just think that it's a bit too soon for me to be feeling your thing through your pants. You don't have to touch it. I also wasn't gonna let my hands go anywhere below your waist without your permission. I'm not some kind of sex fiend. You sure? You brought me to a secluded closet already because you wanted me alone. Yeah, because I wanted to kiss you, not because I wanted to do whatever it is you're thinking of. Shuichi steps away from me, crossing his arms and rubbing the bridge of his nose, letting out an exasperated sigh. Well, safe to say the mood is gone. Sorry. Whatever. Let's just get back to the lobby and wait for the others. I nod, reaching for the handle to the door. But first... Shuichi quickly gives me a peck on the cheek, a big smile on his face. I just wanted to tell you that you look really handsome today. I love you. Don't just say embarrassing things like that all of a sudden. While you were on the court, I also thought that you looked really stunning. Careful. If you keep saying things like that, I'm gonna jump you again. And back to the lobby we go. Man, that was a great match. Shuichi runs up to us as soon as he's finished with his post-match interview. I step behind Saya to make sure the incident from earlier doesn't happen again. You all seem to be in a really good mood. I guess having easy matchups does that to you. Stop being so negative about everything. You should be happy that we've qualified for the finals. Why? It's not like I'm gonna be playing in them. The only reason you're not one of our regulars is because of your terrible attitude. What? Seriously? This guy was supposed to be one of the regulars? You don't have to act surprised. The wolf huffs in annoyance, glaring at Saya. Sorry. When Haruki first joined the club last year and we saw what he could do, we were already really excited. We thought he would be our ace player from now on. Then he started insulting everyone and refusing to behave. Eventually, he was removed from the players selected for matches. Haruki avoids Shuichi's gaze, grumbling. Although, I've noticed a marked improvement in his attitude over the past 2 weeks. It's actually surprising me a lot. I was talking to Coach about maybe putting him in our match tomorrow. The wolf's ears twitch as he turns his head to look straight at Shuichi. Like I care one way or another. Those are the words he says, but I see his tail beginning to wag really slowly from side to side, almost like he was making a conscious effort to suppress it. I've had my doubts about it for a while, but seeing how he acted when he first saw Aki and now this guy is the type that just can't be honest about how he's feeling, isn't he? I lean towards Aki outside of Haruki's sight, whispering something to him, and keeping in mind how good the wolf's hearing is. Oops. Hey, Aki. Try praising and encouraging him over it. Aki shoots me a curious look before nodding. Aki tugs on Haruki's arm with a huge smile on his face. Isn't that great? You'll be able to play and show everyone how good you are. That's amazing, Haruki-san. The wolf's eyes go wide as he looks down at my brother, who plays the part of excited little boy perfectly. I guess it is. Thanks, kid. He pats Aki's head, a gentle smile on his face. Yep, I'm sure of it now. I'd recognize that look anywhere. Hey, Haruki. Do you have any siblings? I have a little brother. Why? And how old is your brother? His eyebrows furrow as he looks at me with confusion. Thankfully, I think Aki is still doing a pretty good job of making the guy behave. And the wolf doesn't even notice it. I guess he's around your brother's age. Again, why? No reason. Shuichi flashes me a smile as he finally realizes where I'm going with this. Yeah, the look I've been seeing on Haruki's face is one I know all too well. It's the look of a loving older brother. There's no way I can mistake it. The guy probably has a soft spot for Aki because he reminds him of his own brother. I feel like I could really exploit that. For good reasons, of course. Yeah, Coach said that if you can cooperate with the team, he'll put you back in. You've already been doing a lot better lately, so I think we could give it a try. What do you think? Imagine how your little bro would feel if he saw his brother playing during the finals of a big competition. Hook, line, and sinker. The wolf looks away, looking suddenly very embarrassed. And still petting Aki's head. Does he even notice it by this point? I don't know. I still think this team is just a bunch of little... Please don't curse in front of my little brother. Oh, sorry. He doesn't even realize he's being played, does he? Just make sure to show up tomorrow with your uniform, okay? And again, try to be courteous. I don't know if I... Haruki-san, I'll be cheering for you too. His face immediately goes red. I'll try my best. I give Aki a thumbs up and he flashes me a cheeky smile. About half an hour later, we all decide to head back home for the day. Since we all live around the same direction, the four of us walk most of the path together. Man, if we somehow manage to tame Koizumi, then we're gonna have a huge boost tomorrow. I've talked to him a few times lately, and I always kinda got the feeling that he was just trying to push people away because he didn't really know how to deal with them. He even gave me advice on how to deal with Shuichi, in his own little way. I think if you think of his constant insults as playful ribbing, he becomes a lot easier to deal with. I don't think people would think of it like that. I thought he was really rude at first, but after you told him to stop being insulting, he really did. I was surprised. He's been a lot more civil with me lately. Ever since that conversation we had on the roof, he's been much nicer. I guess he feels like he lost in his own game back then and now respects me or something like that. And why can't he be that nice to me or the other club members? From what I gather, he thinks your way of always being cheerful and encouraging is actually you looking down on people. What? That's ridiculous. I agree, but it's how he sees it. And I don't think you could convince him otherwise. Maybe you could go with a different approach when you deal with him. Oh yeah? Like what? Fall for his baits and butt heads with him? That might actually work. You're kidding me. You're trying to talk to him like he's some kind of average Joe when he clearly isn't. He doesn't like people who are just nice for the sake of being nice. Just be blunt instead. Throw your weight around. That might work better. This all sounds like terrible advice. If you didn't plan on changing the way you deal with it, then why did you even ask in the first place? Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I'll try it. It just sounds like terrible advice. Smart ass. we arrive at my house after a somewhat long walk. Do you guys want to come inside for a bit? Sorry, Dad asked me to go straight home after the competition, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. Actually, Shuichi-san, I won't be available tomorrow. Oh, I see. I want to go, but I already have something else that I cannot skip. It's all right, Jun-kun. But I'll be cheering for you in my mind. I hope you guys win. Thanks. I won't have time to stop by and pick you up tomorrow, Yu. Try not to be late, okay? It's all right. I'll already have the bucket of water prepared in case he doesn't get up. I swear I won't be late. I'll hold you to that. See ya. Bye-bye. Woo! Let's go volleyball. All right. As always, hope you liked it. And thanks for watching. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.